It is part of the human experience to feel pain. Do not be afraid. Open yourself to it. A soft drop of sunlight drips through the curtains that shield herself from the world. The sound of water running, the soft music of a tranquil love song, the footsteps against the wooden floor, the warmth from a cup of tea replenishes her empty, hollow soul with reminiscing emotions. It is as if she had pressed the replay button on her life. The memories slowly unravel before her eyes. Memories of times she laughed, felt embarrassed, and cried. Memories of the times she felt pain. She was too young to understand when it had happened. Too young to realize that her hero had already deserted her and moved on. Her hero grew out of her and her mother's love, but she still kept holding on, thinking that one day he would come back with open arms to hold her again, just like how he did when she was 3. Thinking that he still loved her just as much as he did then. Thinking that he still thought of her just as much as she thought of him. Thinking that he's missed her just as much as she did. But he never did. He had already moved on, while she waited patiently with every passing day for him to come home. When that night had happened, everything had turned into a blur. Why? Why did my tiny fingers carelessly stumble upon that picture in your phone? I know I shouldn't have been snooping around, but I couldn't help it. The picture was so pure and innocent. A happily wedded couple dressed in white, smiling as if nothing was wrong when everything was wrong with that photograph. That wasn't Mom standing next to you, smiling. You had lied to me that she was your cousin. If I hadn't stumbled upon that picture, I would have still stupidly believed in you. Because you were my hero. You always were, and I trusted you. But in a matter of time, you had already forgotten about me. You had already replaced me with her and your 2 children that will grow up to have never known my existence. After all, I am your taboo, your beautiful dream disguised as a nightmare you have always tried to forget. I was already in free fall when I realized that I had mistaken the asphalt for outstretched arms. By that time, I did not know that sweet embrace would be the last for the next couple of years. The papers were signed, her suitcase packed, she left without a goodbye. I was all smiles when she came back, but she came back in a different shape. I felt betrayed, abandoned. She was about to have another kid after not even taking care,
of her firstborn. The next 9 months were awful, and more misfortune followed after my half-sister was born. She was small, whiny, awfully loud, and a nuisance. I didn't have the heart to say I hated her. I strongly disliked her. She was the reason I couldn't have fun the first 2 years of high school. I had to take care of her. She took away my freedom, everything that I had. Taking care of her made me busy, which meant I could not spend time with my friends. My friends were not understanding people, one of them specifically. They judged everyone left and right, spread gossip, they were backstabbers. Closed-minded and pessimistic, we did not see eye to eye. One accused me of trying to steal her best friend over text. When I had asked to meet in person to talk it out, she refused, ending our friendship for the past 1.5 years. I told myself they weren't good people to begin with, but I had no one else but them. Taking care of my sister resulted in myself not being able to socialize, so I spent my days alone. My best friend went to a different school, but tried her best to help me out every day of that year. She was the only one on my side. Evening sets as if the morning star has brightened less, and her lovely glow starts to shine, filled with such effervescence in the day, now serene for the coming night. As she talks about her day, she feels content. After a cold drink of water, she feels replenished. It was all before the witching hour, where she would think about the endless possibilities of what could have happened and what would have happened. If only things were simpler, was the only thought coursing through her mind. She didn't realize because she was too hurt. She was mistaken. I could not bring myself to say those 3 words ever so precious, with fear of regret, or worse, of truth, of sincerity. Her heart clenched at the mere thought that she could not stop what already had been done.
But life goes on. The world is constantly moving, and it won't wait for those who are still stuck in their own worlds of hurt. Time will pass, things will change, and it's up to the life's beholder to find their own happiness within themselves.
Opportunities come in all shapes and forms and will feel as dim as the night sky. But it will soon turn into something wonderful and shine bright as the next day arrives. That each day is a new opportunity to see the world in another light. Precisely, it starts at dawn, where everything is reset.